What's up, guys? In continuing the segment of loser of the day, within the legal system, and hero of the day, I think we're going to combine both of them into this one show, which I think I'm going to put on both of my platforms, which you guys don't know, I have two platforms now. Badwolf Unincorporated, Badwolf Unrestricted. So, to both channels, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So I usually bring every so often a hero of the day in the legal system and then a loser of the day. I think this one qualifies for 2-in-1, but I'll let you guys make the deciding factor on that. And remember, guys, if you guys want to get more jazzy into the comment sections, whatever else, join me over on Bad Wolf Unrestricted because they're open over there, unrestricted, hence the title. Let's talk about it. All right. As always, guys, you can check out blacksite32.com. And if you want the private streaming for pay videos on processes and certain other things considered private, not for the public domain, check out jamesclovett.com. With that being said, hit that bell, like, and subscribe. Welcome to the tribe. Now let's get the information and truth out there because it will not be denied. Let's take a look. Now, obviously, for certain reasons, I cannot let it just play because of some of the key words in here. But Kentucky judge unalived by sheriff ran courthouse like a like a brothel and traded sex for favors at twisted parties using victims. Now, overall, what this really entails is that the judge was making regular people who've committed either small crimes, petty things, civil infractions, and he was making them do sex things to his friends and him and would go easy on them in the courthouse. And a sheriff found out about it and was like, oh no, we're not having that. And did he do right? Did he do wrong? Was it the American thing? All right. Now, this is a picture of before anything. I, I'm just going to say that we do not condone uh, violence in this nature is not condoned. We do not promote that here. But I don't think the sheriff's the bad guy in this one. If I found out my lady or kids, my kid, her kids, our kids, some of my good friends or whatever else were forced or coerced to do this so that they didn't have to do time or whatever else, again, especially against their will, it's one thing to ask. You can always ask anybody anything. But if you said no, then they gave you an unfair judgment. Now, ultimately, let's be real. The sheriff should have got evidence, set up the proper channels and whatever else. But you know what? At the end of the day, you know what the forefathers wanted is for stuff like that. You are wrong. It is treason. Now, the system will sit back and say, yes, he should have done it the right way, the administrative process. And really, he should have. We're not complete savages. But at some point in time, certain points in time, when the system is being used against you in an unfair way, good men need to stand up and women to do the American thing, which is to handle that business. I'm going to take a look through. Let's see what we can find here to have some more context. Okay. Like I said, I can't show the whole thing because YouTube will not, you know. All right. So it says Lecter County Chambers allegedly by longtime Sheriff Pal, Sean. So the judge basically told people to keep their mouths shut about the ring. So it's not even a one-time thing. He had a ring. One of the people says we would go to these sex parties and perform shows and have sex with them for money, things like that. Okay, now hold on. Here's a little change part. At least this particular person says it was consensual, but the thing was is we were so young. That's horrible, right there. Done. I don't care if it was consensual. If you were young and you no, not okay. It says then they would use it against us to destroy their lives. So basically, it sounds like they were taking pictures of them, and it says okay, so the lady, she said she feared because Child Protective Services would somehow get involved and upend their life. So even though they did it consensually, they were being blackmailed. So that's not consensual. If you are using and you have fear of them using this because they've used it with other people before, that's not consensual. And she goes, they would then make sure you felt as small and degraded and belittled as possible to take your power away. No, I don't care. I don't care if she was a prostitute. I don't care if she or a prosty. I don't care if she was. No, it's not okay. They've got a picture of the lady here. Obviously, I won't. It's on the internet, but I won't show it. You guys can look up the article if you want. Apparently, another victim underneath the sheriff. Apparently, the sheriff didn't know about this, but a deputy by the name of Ben Fields, who was arrested for inappropriate things and racketing of a female inmate. I don't care if she's a prosty or even a whatever. If she's an inmate, she has the right to not be SA'd while serving time. So apparently, the sheriff had seen him having sex with the girl in the judge's chambers. I don't think that's illegal, but it should be. I mean, you're on duty and you're in these chambers, which are supposed to be about law, not was it lucidity or lavacity, something like that. I think this sheriff really should be let go, and I think that he should be given a medal for breaking up the ring and doing what it took to take down the kingpin. That's what that sovereign judge was. He was a kingpin. Apparently, the sheriff also caught the judge, who was his friend at some point in time or before that moment, making multiple calls to the sheriff's daughter. Now it gets interesting. Then, because the sheriff knew about all of this, he alleged that they're trying to kidnap his wife and his daughter. So they wanted to bring the guy's wife and daughter into it because he found out what was going on, didn't like it, and they wanted his daughter and they wanted his wife. Okay, and that's basically the whole article, at least as much as they have written here. I don't know. I think that's pretty open and shut. Some of y'all might disagree. I'm normally a pretty chill guy when it comes to a lot of things, but no, I would like to say I wouldn't have done that particular action, but I can't say that. You come after me, my wife, my kid, our kids. It's one thing if you're bothering me, it's a whole other thing if you're bothering mine. My resolve goes down real quick, like the Titanic, but a whole lot faster. And I would like to say the honorable side of me would say that this should have been handled better. But then I know how the system can screw you. And he knew it was going to be nothing but red tape and them trying to get dirt on him and bringing people forward and then them scaring, like in the Diddy case, the witnesses, which is witness tampering and playing these little games. And then he's got other judges and other sheriffs and things in there. The judge himself, it was already bad enough. And I'm not saying this is the only reason why the guy should have pulled a strap or a thing or a blick or a heater, whatever you want to call it, on the judge. But I think that the guy would have done it the administrative way, and I hope he gets out. Matter of fact, I hope he doesn't serve one day I hope he doesn't serve one day at all. Matter of fact, I would like him to come and man, they should be he should be that scenario should be pointed out that that's what any real American should be doing in those extreme cases like that. Not in general, but there shouldn't be this red tape where one sheriff is essentially threatened and then his livelihood threatened and his wife and child offspring are in danger because of a corrupt person with a corrupt system like Diddy. There's no way on God's green earth had I been involved. And actually, if you know something's funny, I almost went out to California for multiple reasons, and I was going to be introduced to somebody who got later jailed for being a part of a s3x ring and whatever else. Had I stumbled into that Diddy network or whatever, let's just say, educationally speaking, hypotheticals here, and he did something like that to me or my whoever, God help me. I don't think I could sit around and try to build evidence and a case and then try to take him down. The guy's too powerful. And that's probably what the judge was feeling. This guy's too powerful. He knows how to play the system. He's got friends and buddies in the system that can make things happen. Hell, I'm experiencing it right now where people in the system are basically like, oh, well, we're just not going to. Sure, if you file the paperwork this way, but even though you file it, we're not going to do anything about it. Misprison of felony is when you report a crime, no matter what. It is to be taken seriously. A report is to be made. They are then all attorney general, chief of police, um, all of them are supposed to come to your aid and do the right thing, not play politics. So we all have different ways to fight. Spreading the knowledge is one of my ways. Do I agree with some of the more extreme ways? No, unless it's an extreme event. And that's what the forefathers have said. If the system ever gets out of hand, we the people need to take it back one way or another. Now, I definitely would promote and say the peaceful, non-violent, non-belligerent, non-combatant way. But there may come a time where good men, good women are going to have to stand up and do horrible things. That may or may not be within my lifetime, but you guys need to be made aware of these things. These are the things that hit the news for like 2 seconds and then they vanish. Well, me and we, the people, as Americans, are not going to go quietly in the night. We're not kids. We may have been fooled. We may have fell asleep a little bit, but the Great Awakening is at hand. The bell's been rung. The sound has been heard. It can't go back into the box or back into the bell. So, though these evil tyrants, crappy individuals, understand that it's not the whole system. The system itself needs to be overhauled, if you really ask me. Look up Nasera and Jacera. Okay. We need change, and that can only happen because of people like you. But understand, it's not every officer, every judge, every attorney, every police. It's not. Otherwise, it would be over. But it seems like it's almost starting to become systemic, where even the good people in there are starting to be a part of it through their complacency, their fear of losing a check. And that's where we, the people, need to support them. But those people need to contact internal affairs or whatever else and report the bad people. They should be afraid. Why is it that they can go on the Super Bowl and have red themed devil parties and do it with a baby and all this other crazy stuff? They're not even hiding it anymore. They want you guys to be so comfortable and complacent with it that you accept it. And that, my friends, is a visual contract. Con to fool, tract to gain ground on. They're having you, it's not a piece of paper that you necessarily always have to sign that makes you a part of the darkness, the evil, the greed. There's multiple ways to have a contract. So I guess in this case, figure out where you are, like the original Americans, Minutemen, be at the ready. Be prepared that one day you might have to do what's necessary and called upon. That could be signing a petition, a class action lawsuit, or something else. Hopefully, we can avoid something else. I believe in this country. But as Americans, is a reason why the entire world looks up to us because if America falls, the world falls. Don't tread on me. And we're watching all the packs around the world. But there might come a time where we need to do more than watch. Wolves might need to remember they got teeth. For all threats against our American flag, foreign and domestic. I wish you guys well. Take care. Talk to you guys later. Use your minds. Stay out of trouble. But if trouble comes up, remember, walk softly, but carry a big stick. And I'll talk to you guys later. Hit that bell and like on the way out.